Hey guys, so today I have some new things to show you, and I'm going to do like mini reviews like I normally do, and give you as much information as I can. Plus I have some beauty news type information to give you too. You know what, let's begin with that. In my last beauty news video, I told you that Ulta was going to be carrying the brands Makeup Revolution and Catrice. And I have since found out that they're also going to have JCat Beauty again. They did carry one of their products at one time, and then after they sold what they had, that was it. You just didn't see that brand again in the store. So they're going to be carrying them again. And what I have done is I have reached out to Ulta to try to get more information for those of you that would be interested in any of those three brands. And I've gone back and forth with Ulta a few times, and honestly, they have been no help whatsoever. Trying to get information out of them is very difficult, and then when I do get it, the answer that they give me is something that doesn't really work for me. Let me explain what I'm talking about. I wanted to know like which stores were going to have what brands and when, and they weren't able to give me that information. So what I ended up doing was I contacted the makeup brands themselves, and they all got back to me right away and gave me an answer. So when it comes to Makeup Revolution, I found out that my local Ulta is going to have Makeup Revolution, and it's going to be next week is when it should show up at the stores. So if you aren't sure if your local Ulta is going to be carrying that brand and you're interested, I would say, try to contact Makeup Revolution, and they'll probably be able to give you that information. Either that, or if you go into Ulta all the time anyway, and you just go into your Ulta store, either it will be there or it won't. That's another easier way of doing it. With Catrice, unfortunately, when I contacted Catrice, they told me that it was an online only situation, and I could have sworn that when I first found out about this that it was supposed to also be in stores, but Catrice said no, it's going to be just on Ulta's website. But I personally have a lot of issues with having things delivered to my house, so I don't really like to order things online unless I absolutely have to and there's no other way to get it. And even then, sometimes I don't like to do it at all. I would rather just get something different from another brand. So I don't know about that because I've never ordered from Ulta's website before, so I'm not sure if I would have any issues with that or not. Now, when it came to JCat Beauty, they did send me an email back right away, but they basically told me to go through Ulta to find out like when and where and if my local store would be carrying it. And I've already done that with Ulta about other brands, and they won't give me, they basically don't seem to know which brands are in which stores. And see, the thing is, with Ulta's website, if it's a prestige brand, all you have to do is find the item on the website, type in your zip code, and you can check the stock on the products of that brand. But if it's not a prestige brand, you can't do that. They only have it set up for the expensive things. So JCat told me to deal with Ulta, and I'm not even going to bother to ask Ulta, because if they couldn't help me with information about Makeup Revolution and Catrice, then they're not going to know about JCat Beauty either. So that's supposed to be at select stores. Okay, so that's what I know about that. Now let me move on now, and I have some new things to show you, but I also have some feedback about products that I showed in a recent haul video that I hadn't tried yet. I usually will tell you whether I've used a product or not, and then if I haven't tried it, I try to get back to you later on to let you know what I thought. So the first thing that I have to talk about is the Sinful Colors Neon Polish in bright before your eyes. So I used this on my toes since I've seen you last, and I was so disappointed with this. I'm so glad I only got one, because this is a limited edition thing that they come out with every so often, and you know, sometimes when it's limited edition you have a tendency to buy more than what you normally would, and I'm so glad I only got one, because the color that it went on my toenails was nothing like this. Like, it doesn't even look like a neon polish, and it also doesn't even look pink. It looks more like coral almost. So I was really disappointed with that. So yeah, I want to let you know about that. It went on okay though. I mean, the formula was okay. I didn't have any problems with that. But the color was nothing like it is in the bottle. And that's the whole point of having a neon collection, is you want it to be bright, and it wasn't. So I wanted to let you know about that. And then another thing I wanted to let you know about was when I did my last haul video, I don't think I showed you this and talked about it. I just, you know, forgot to include it. You might remember in a video not too long ago, I was raving about Trader Joe's coconut body butter. And I was saying how it was really affordable and it smelled so good and I really liked it. Well, once I had used it longer, I realized that it was something about the formula of that. It would apply great, it smelled great, it moisturized my skin. But the thing was, later on in the day, if I touched the skin on my legs or wherever I had applied the lotion, it felt like the dried up lotion was staying on the surface of my skin and balling up into like almost like little pieces of plastic. So I didn't like that at all, obviously. And I decided, you know, that I wasn't going to buy it again. So I wanted to find a replacement for that. And I do like using body butters because you can just take the cover off and you don't have to deal with all that. When you use lotion, you end up with a whole bunch down the bottom and you always have trouble getting it out. So I like body butters because of the packaging. So I said, all right, I need to find a new body butter that's not gonna ball up on my skin like little pieces of plastic. So I saw this at Ulta, and by the way, this is not just at Ulta. I have seen this product just about every place that I've ever shopped that has body butter, so you don't have to get this at Ulta if you're interested. The brand is called Tree Hut, and it's the Shea body butter, and I got it in the scent Coconut Lime, and it says certified organic shea butter, coconut and lime extracts. And once again, smells really, really good. Now this is a strong scent though, so if you're looking for something subtle that isn't going to conflict with any fragrance that you wear, this would be probably too strong for that. But I have no problem with it because I don't always wear fragrance every day anyway, so because usually I forget to put it on. But this is really strong scented, but I like the formula of it. It goes on really nice, and it moisturizes my skin. It also says product not tested on animals, no formaldehyde donors, and no parabens. And yeah, I've seen this at so many other stores besides Ulta, and it's very, very inexpensive. I think it was even cheaper than the Trader Joe's coconut body butter. I think it was around $5. So really like this, and I've seen it many times before, but for whatever reason just never tried it. So really like this and want to make sure that I mention that. Okay, so let's see, is there anything else? Alright, that's it. Oh, you probably noticed already that I'm back in the room that I was in before. I had been planning on filming in the bedroom again, which is where I used to film, I don't know, maybe a year ago, and I filmed there for years. And I put all my stuff in there, my table and, you know, all my normal setup. And I had all kinds of problems with the lighting and said the heck with it and put everything back here in the den again. And by the time I finished, that was one reason why I couldn't film one day, was because I was messing around with that. But so I'm back in this room again, and this seems to be the best lighting, so I guess this is what I'm gonna go with, because the living room was definitely a fail. When I looked at that last video, it did have like an orangey look to it, and for some reason when I played it back on my computer, it looked okay, but then I watched it on something else and I didn't like the way it looked. Anyway, I got a few new things to show you. So I finally got around to trying the Sally Hansen Miracle Gel nail polish. And I had already bought the top coat quite a while ago and love it. And I was using that just with all the polishes that I had instead of, you know, using it specifically with this. This is in the shade Street Flair, and it's what I have on my nails right now. Now, I painted my nails with this yesterday, so we'll see how many days it lasts. I'll get back to you and let you know how long it lasts. The formula on it is kind of thick, and so I used 2 coats of this, and then I used the top coat that goes with this line of products, and we'll see how it goes. But I love this shade of purple. Isn't that gorgeous? Really, really like that. And you don't need a UV gel lamp or anything like that. You don't need to cure this with a UV light. All you need to do is put the corresponding top coat over it. So it's one of those types of things. So I'll let you know how that goes, but we shall see about that. And then I was at a store that had a MAC counter, and I walked by and I saw a display that said patent polish, and I was like, patent polish? I remember those lip products. They had come out with a limited edition collection probably a little over a year ago, and I never got any from that collection. So I guess now they're permanent. So the one that I picked out is called Patent Pink. I've been on such a pink kick lately. I'm not wearing it today, but this is what it looks like. So it's just one of those like lip crayon type things, and this is a cool tone pink, almost like a lilac type pink. It has shimmer in it, and it really adheres to your lips. It's sort of a thick formula, and it lasts pretty decently, and it does not dry out your lips. But the thing is, it's sticky, and you know, I know a lot of people don't like that. It doesn't really bother me that much. I'm used to so many different kinds of lip products now that it doesn't really bother me that much, but I just thought that that was really pretty, and always wanted to try these ever since people bought them in the limited edition collection and were talking about them. So I like it, but I don't feel like, I don't love it, so I'm not gonna buy any more, but I'm glad that I have one and I got to try it, and I will definitely use it because it's sort of like, it's thick. It's got a thick consistency to it, and you can definitely feel it on your lips, and it is kind of sticky, but you can see it really well, so it shows up really nicely. Some of these types of jumbo lip crayon things from other brands are sort of sheer and don't really show up that well, but this definitely shows up and is pretty opaque, I think. So that is Patent Pink is the one I got, Patent Polish Lip Pencil. And then another thing that I picked up is I was at Kmart, and I was looking at all the like limited edition displays and stuff that they had, and I saw a Wet n Wild limited edition display from the spring collection. I couldn't believe it because it still had quite a bit on it. So it was the Blush and Glow trios, and you guys know how much I love Sunset Junction that I got from that collection. So I decided to get this one too. This one is called Fair Trade Coffee, and I've already used the highlighter and the blush. I'm not wearing either one of those today, but I have tried out the highlighter, tried out the blush. Not really wild about the bronzer, but I mean, I could use it, but I have other things that I like better, so yeah, I haven't touched the bronzer yet, and honestly probably won't. I really more or less bought it for these two products, mainly the highlighter, because the highlighter is very similar to the one from Sunset Junction, and that is probably my, no joke, all-time favorite highlighter. As a matter of fact, do I still have it here to show you? Yes, all right. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, okay, so this one, this is what Sunset Junction looks like, and this is Fair Trade Coffee. So the Fair Trade Coffee highlighter is even lighter than the Sunset Junction one, which is fine with me because I kind of like light toned highlighters. So the Sunset Junction one is kind of peachy, and this Fair Trade Coffee one is like a light pink. So really, really like the texture and the color and everything about the pigmentation, everything about these. So if you happen, there is one other palette in this collection, but it's all really dark, deep colors that wouldn't be suitable for my skin tone. But if you see this collection, pick up whichever palette is gonna work out best for you, and you'll be really glad that you did, because these are excellent products and I really don't think they're gonna be around much longer. I was actually shocked to see Fair Trade Coffee, but you never know about these things. You know, some stores sell their products a lot faster than others do, and I've been to stores at times and seen products that were over a year old from limited edition collections, so you never know. And then the last thing that I want to show you is something that I've always been curious about but just never tried it, and that is I bought 3 eyeshadows from The Body Shop. Now, The Body Shop used to be in most malls across America at one time, and they've been like slowly closing stores, so I don't think they're really doing that well in the United States. I know they're really popular over in Europe, but here in the United States they've been closing a lot of stores, and so I don't, you know, the stores that are there, I don't really see a lot of traffic and whatnot, but it's something I've always wondered about. Of course I have tried their body butters, but I have never tried any of their makeup. So I decided to pick up 3 of their eyeshadows, and this one is called, oh, by the way, their eyeshadows are $10 a piece, but the pans are pretty big, so you do get a lot of product in them. It's let's see, 1.5 grams of product is what you get, so that's a pretty decent amount of product. So these particular eyeshadows, because they have more than one line, these are called Colour Riche, and this one is called Coconuts About You, and it's a matte, and this was the one that I was drawn to the most out of all the ones on the display, and there are, you know, quite a few colors. I would say, oh, probably 30 something colors, and they only have 2 different finishes. They have matte and pearlescent, which is fine with me because those are probably my 2 favorite eyeshadow finishes, so I'm glad that that's what the 2 finishes are. But anyway, yeah, this is called Coconuts About You, and it's a gorgeous matte brown, and I have this in the outside part of my crease, and I have it on the outside part of my lids. And let me swatch that for you. So that's Coconuts About You. Yeah, it's like a cool tone brown. I was immediately attracted to it. The lighting in the store wasn't that great in that particular part of the store, and because I was there, well, anyways, I was gonna get into another big long story which wouldn't have mattered at all, but anyways, the lighting wasn't that great where the eyeshadows were, so My idea was to buy 3, a highlight shade, a lid shade, and a crease color. Well, when I got the eyeshadows home, I realized that they really didn't go together as well as I originally thought. So I only have on 2 out of the 3 eyeshadows because, well, you'll see. And even then, I think I was pushing it because I don't know about this combination. I guess it's okay, but the inner shade I have like on the inner part of my lids and as my highlight shade, and it's a warm, it's like a warm, shimmery golden beige color. So that doesn't really go with a cool tone brown, but I think it's okay. I think it looks pretty, I think. So anyways, the other shade that I have on is called Oh Honey, and this is a pearlescent finish eyeshadow, and that's what it looks like. And that's how that swatches. So really, really impressed with these eyeshadows. And that's what that looks like swatched. So just sort of a shimmery gold color. And then the other one I got, which I haven't used yet, like I said, is called Caramel Flirt. And this is a pearlescent. And that's what that looks like. It's sort of a light shimmery brown. And that's what that looks like. And that is that one, which doesn't seem to... The pearlescent ones don't swatch as well as the matte ones do. So I wouldn't not buy any more of the pearlescent ones, but I definitely think that the matte ones are better. So that's what I got of that. I have never tried any... Whoa! Can you tell my camera's not on a tripod? I had never tried any Body Shop makeup at all before. And certain products I'm not curious about because I know some of their products have got plant extracts in them. Actually, I think all their products do. And I have really bad allergies, so I have to be careful about which things I try and how I try them. And like, I know that the lipsticks are rose scented, so I don't know. I'm allergic to flowers, but anyways, I do really like these, and I definitely would get more of them. If you have Body Shop eyeshadows, do you have one in particular that is your favorite that you use a lot more than the others? If so, let me know. Tell me in the comment section which one is your favorite. So I think that's it, you guys. I think I covered everything. Let me just check my cheat notes here. Oh yeah, there was just one more thing I wanted to mention regarding information. My skin has been changing quite a bit over the last year or so, and it was always, well, for the last few years it was dry, but it's not anymore for some reason. I don't know, it probably has something to do with my diet or whatever, but I realized the other day that I could use face powder again, because I had stopped using it because my skin was so dry. And my favorite face powder of all time is the Milani Multitasker, and I've tried so many of them, but I love, love, love this powder. It has the most wonderful texture to it, and I really like using face powder on top of foundation because I feel like it just makes things look so much better for so many different reasons. So anyways, the best shade in this for me is the shade Light. Well, guess what Milani did? They discontinued the shade Light. I couldn't believe it. How can you have a range of products and not have a shade called Light in it? There's no Fair, there's no Light. The lightest shade they make now is Light/medium, which is too dark for me. And I think it would be, you know, for a lot of people. So really, really disappointed, because that means I won't be able to repurchase this, because I was looking at, I think I told you guys that they carry Milani at my Walmart now, and I was noticing that there was no light shade in the display because I was going to pick up a backup because I have definitely hit pan on this, and I was like, oh, they don't have light. Well, that's strange because, you know, I had bought this other one at a Walmart, so I went on the Milani website and I went on the Walmart website, no light shade anymore. So I'll use this as long as I can, and then I'll either go back to using one of my other powders that I already had, or maybe I'll, you know, try to find something similar to the Milani one. But it just has the nicest texture to it. I really like it. So that is definitely it, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. And as long as life does not throw any more obstacles at me, I should be back on Monday. But if not, I mean, you just never know. You never know what's going to happen. So I'll do my best to be back on Monday. Bye.